Hello everybody, my name is Superscrull. Welcome back to Let's Play Feed the Beast Infinity. Where we last left off, I have literally no idea. I recorded that probably a month ago, if not more. Has it been a month? I don't even know. A lot has happened. I know I said at the very beginning, what the crap was that? I said I wasn't going to do a lot off screen, but what I did was like a lot of resource gassed. Really? Not now. This isn't the time. Just making sure. Okay, I'm trying to go through all the stuff I did really quickly, and I know I said I wasn't going to do a ton of stuff, but this is not anything like oh, by the way, I killed the boss, here's the proof of that. Yeah, sorry you missed it. It was more like I sat here for 17 hours waiting for something to happen. You know what I mean? And I might be a little hyperbolic, I might not be, I don't know. So, first of all, we'd set up a Nether Quarry. So this is the result of one of them. This is like a normal sized one. If you look at the mini-map, okay, jetpack, you're pretty loud. There's evil things over there. If you look at the mini-map here, you can see these lines. All these lines here are my personal just strip mines I did with my hammer. So, yeah, and this giant hole here is one of the bigger quarries that I did that took frickin' forever. This area wasn't even mined out because of the bedrock. I went a little bit too high. There's a hole here. Interesting. I mined down to that point manually because this part wouldn't get mined by the quarry because I had it set to right there at this level, which is too high apparently for this. So yada yada yada. Long story short, I got resources like nether ores, but I got 0 draconium from it, which is the whole point. The only draconium I got was manually by mining in all these general directions for just ever. That's proven by these lines. And yeah, so I have a small amount. The nether really isn't the place to get that. So all I wanted to point out was that these are finished. I also have an endothermic pump here, which is pumping lava for something I'll show you in a second, don't worry. Beyond that, I don't know if I showed this. Sorry about the cut there. There's people being loud. And it was weird. I just stopped talking, and it was kind of odd. So we can let me take off my ring of magnetization. I'm not sure if I showed you, but I'm using the ring of magnetization now. It's a Britannia thing. I don't know. So I have. I don't know if I showed you this. So I have, I changed those out from iron spikes to diamond spikes, and then I have a transfer node here that has an item filter that's fuzzy, and it's supposed to be taking out the sloth shards, the stone swords, and the bows from here, and collecting the other stuff. It doesn't seem to be working. Like, it's taking out the sulfur and the sloth shards, but not the stone sword and bows for some reason, even though it has a fuzzy upgrade on it. I don't know. But yeah, so I advocate here for, overnight or so, and yeah, the diamond ones definitely. I mean, I made a mistake before. I was getting heads, I was getting skulls with the iron shards, iron spikes, but they were super rare. So I have, a stack and a half or so of them with the diamond spikes, and obviously collecting a little experience on the side there. But that's all really that I'm doing. I'm not going to be killing those today or anything like that. Because we're doing something else. This is like a catch-up / let me get my quarry started. I did build the quarry off screen, but let's just keep going. Alright, so I've been collecting cobblestone as well, passively. We'll talk about this in a different episode. That is part of making the Ender Quarry, but we'll talk about that in a second again. So, I showed you my cobble thing that was just getting in a barrel before. I made a deep storage in it because I'm going to need a ton of it. So to make deep storage is kind of expensive because sometimes in some mod packs it doesn't require Tesseract and some it does. So in this one it does require Tesseract or a dimensional transceiver. I'm talking fast because I'm trying to get through this really quickly. And oh, okay. So I just updated FTB Infinity, so things are a little bit different. This required a Tesseract. Now it requires a resonant energy cell frame if it's empty. Yeah. Did like Tesseracts? Did there a recipe change or something? No, it's the same recipe. Okay. So I guess it doesn't require a Tesseract now, which I'm fine with. But it does require the Enderium, so what's the difference? The Enderium is really the hard part, not the actual Tesseract. So the deep storage is just like that, and you get 4 of them. The reinforced strong boxes aren't fun to make either because you need Invar and stuff like that. But I did it. I got 4 of them. They're in use. So I just have a ton of world interaction upgrades, stack and speed upgrades, pulling from 3 different sides of this thing. And it's actually not going that fast. There's ways to make this way faster, but I don't have the resources right now because I actually used all of my iron to make these because each one of these costs like 7 iron and 4 lapis. So I got a ton of lapis from quarrying the nether. And I also processed all my iron, and I used all of it. I have and then I went and manually mined some, so I have just a little bit left at this point. Why did that break so easily? Also, I replaced these with ender cores because that's the fastest thing you can grow ender lily seeds on. Not that I care too much anymore because I've manually mined enough, manually farmed enough ender pearls just for the moment being. But I need to automate that at some point in time. Alright, Ender Quarry. Let's take a look at this. So we have the Ender Markers, the Ender Quarry, the Speed 3 upgrade, an Ender Chest, which, you've seen before, so I'm not going to worry about that. And where is my Silk Touch upgrade? Did I not make the Silk Touch upgrade? Well, darn it. I want to Silk Touch everything that I mine with the Ender Quarry. That isn't hard. I have the Silk Touch pickaxe already going because I just put it in the enchanter. Not a big deal. Alright, so we just saw me make the Silk Touch upgrade. Obviously, it Silk Touches everything you mine. We have a Speed 3 upgrade, which takes 2 times power. The power drain on the Silk Touch is 1.5 times. To make this is just 2 of these, and stack upgrades. Stack upgrades that just in case you wanted to know. And then we need the Speed 2, which is just like that, and Speed 1 is just like that. And the Ender Quarry upgrade is the QED, which is the giant thing you saw before. And it requires Burnt Quartz, which is just cooked... It's just cooked quartz and ender infused obsidian, which we've seen before, I think. I don't know if we have. The Ender Quarry, also kind of expensive on the ender pearl front. No, it only requires 9, really. So we need 2 endothermic pumps, which I technically made 3 because I have one going in the nether. We need the etched nonsense thingy, diamond etched computational matrix. I'm going really fast. Sorry, Ender Core, which the hardest thing in this is the magical wood, which requires like enchanted books and whatnot. If you put an emerald and a book together, you'll get a Flim Flam 1 book, and if you use 4 Flim Flam 1 books in this recipe, you'll get 17 magical wood. That's how it works, depending on the enchants you put in these slots. I think you can also use fully, enchanted armor and tools, as long as they have full durability. I think you can use those as well, and depending on the enchants you put in, you'll get a certain amount of magical wood. Mind you, you can also do it that other way you saw just there. With, fluid transporter or liquid experience in a bookshelf, which I don't care for whatsoever. Another use for this is actually in making this gold spikes, which are needed to make the diamond spikes. So that's a thing. And also making your golden bag reincarnating. You use 2 of those. I don't have that because I don't really care right now. The ender markers there's 2 ways to set the boundaries for your ender quarry. There's fences, and you can just lay down a billion defenses, or you can use the ender markers, which act like the landmarks. And you need them with QED, and they need the ender infused obsidian and the ender pearls. And these things right here are the ender flux crystals, those are how you power the QED. And the more you have, the faster it goes. Although, it seems like I've reached a cap. Mind you, there's a ton here. I know that. Obsidian isn't the issue in this case. To make these, they require 2 ender pearls, and I had to manually get those ender pearls by hunting endermen at night, which isn't the funnest thing. So you need 1 to make this for the 4 there, and then you need an Eye of Ender. The blaze rods obviously aren't the problem. So I made a ton of those, and I feel like it capped out, because at a certain point, they just stopped getting faster, so I'm not sure if adding any more will make this super fast. It's decently fast, but it isn't like zooming or anything like that. I also have it automatically just ejecting up here. So yeah, that's all there is to that. Let's put these back in here so I don't do anything crazy. This, again, talk about later. I haven't automated this yet. I will be doing that. I didn't do it because there was no way with Steve's Factory Manager to once I placed it down and set it all up, I couldn't move it. There was no way to copy that setup to something else, but now there is with the new update, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. The reason is because I'm moving the base. Yeah, spoilers. Okay, next thing. You see I have witches in there. Basically, they're these kind of ritual altar kind of things, sort of. Not really. They're just like little rings that are made of like stone bricks and stuff that spawn naturally. And underneath the ground, there are 2 witch spawners that I found, so I just brought them in here so I can get some, some free redstone and glowstone. And I just replaced the 2 blaze spawners at the back. Also, I switched that for an ender chest because of the amount of drops that the witches give you. I would have filled out the chest like really fast, so I just basically had an ender chest set up, and I put all my E stuff back here really messily because I don't care because I'm moving, and I just sort of have it going in here, and then have an export bus taking it, or import bus taking it to some with a bunch of acceleration cards, which basically just makes it go faster. So now you can see I have the ender tank here, which is with the Ignis extruder that I put some speed upgrades into, augments. And that is, so I have this making obsidian. So I have the lava, the endothermic pump in the nether giving me lava. And I have this Ender IO reservoir. If you have 4 of them, put like this 2x2x1, and you put 2 buckets of water in there, it becomes an infinite source of water that you can pump out. So that's what I'm doing. Also, I recommend disconnecting your crystal growth accelerators if you're not using them, because they constantly drain power. So if you don't have a ton of power, then that's a thing. Here I have an open crate from Botania. All it does is basically it poops out whatever you push into it, which is a good way to automate the system if you need to. And I have automated charger, which doesn't help me anymore because I'm almost completely out of quartz as it is. Which is, I had to add a second drive because I got filled up when I AFK'd at my spawner overnight. So I added a second one, but I only had enough quartz to make these many storage cells. And also I have now smooth stone, because I'm going to need this because when I silk touch quarrying, I'm going to get a bunch of smooth stone. So I have it on a storage bus, so that's just storing in here, and I also have obsidian going in here. But now I realize there's actually something called caches that I should totally use because they're super cheap, and they can hold a decent amount of stuff in them. Like the highest tier one can hold 640,000. Is that right? Yeah, 640,000, which is more than enough, because I'm only making 1 obsidian at a time as it is. And I don't need, something expensive like a deep storage unit that can hold 2 billion of it, for no reason if I'm not going to use that much. So I'm probably going to switch that out off screen. Talking really fast. Sorry, guys. I usually spend like 10 minutes on this, and even though I'm talking fast, I'm still spending tons of time on this. Oh, yeah. I totally upgraded power because the small thing wasn't doing it for me anymore. So I have this 5x5 reactor, and I should have done that on screen just in case you guys wanted to know. But, yeah, I had to do it because I was trying to get this stuff going with my AE system, and I have a cable, if you didn't know, running underneath. I think I already said that though. Yeah. So I needed more power. So basically, I have I think did I show this? I may have showed this, or may not have showed this last episode. I don't remember. So I have destabilized redstone there, cooling it, and I will make a bigger tesseract, or sorry, not tesseract, the other thing, reactor in my new base, which I'll show you probably on screen. But it'll use a similar layout like this. So this is generating, like, when it's on, it's generating like 1.8 thousand, like 1800 RF per tick, which is not a ton, but it's enough. I have this thing automated, turning on and off. Because last time when I had the small thing, I was wasting a ton of yellorium, which I don't have a ton of, because I would forget to turn it off, and it would just be burning it. And how I have that doing that is basically, I have these, redstone ports. So this one right here says when the reactor is below 75% power in its internal battery, output a redstone signal. And the redstone signal comes into this port that says when you sense a redstone signal, toggle the reactor on or off. So basically, when it needs to turn on, this will set out a redstone signal and it'll turn the reactor on. And then when it needs to turn off, when it goes above 75% charge, then it'll just turn off. So it's all good. So it's automated, so it saves me some time. Now, the next thing, I got rid of all my drums and my tanks that was holding stuff. Actually, I have one more. I should totally get rid of that. And here's how I'm going to do that. Where's my... There you are. I'm also going to need the Yada wrench. The Yada wrench is from Ender IO. It's the Ender IO version of the wrench. It's pretty good for one thing, and I'll show you right here. So I discovered this thing from Ender IO called the Experience Obelisk. And basically, it can hold supposedly infinite experience in one block. And I can retrieve it. So you can see I can retrieve 10 levels, retrieve 1 level, retrieve all the levels, or store all of it, or take some of it out, or whatever, So it's pretty awesome, so I can just store it all, gets rid of my levels, and puts it in here. It's kind of like the best. So we can prop that in there, and then we can use the Yeta wrench. We can do that around. But also, you know how, like, if we were to have it down here, and we had to dig down to click on the top part here, what we can actually do is shift left click on it, and it'll tell us what side we want to adjust. So we go up, and we can extract, and then we can change that, and it'll change that, and it'll be all dandy. And then it'll go insert. And so it'll insert that into here slowly. And we'll just let that happen. Yay. So I'm going to need to get a angel block, which I don't believe I have, so we can set the quarry up. I'm going to be quarrying out a hollow hill, just, you know, so I can get some resources, because that iron. Ooh, I'm not doing good on iron. I'm going to grab 3 of those, why not? Yeah, let's see how much iron we have. 269, not very good. And that's only because I've been tripling the ores I've been getting instead of doubling them, so this would double them, Draconic Chest would double them. If you put them in the QED, though, with a piece of coal, and I'll show you that recipe, iron, it'll work for any metals, I believe. Even like something like Yellorium is a good thing to do it on. QED, if you put 1 iron there with 1 coal, you get 3. That's why I have a ton of them, so I could process a bunch of ore, and that would make it really fast. It was decent. It wasn't very fast. Yeah, so let's go into Twilight now. I think that's all I really wanted to show you in this area. I suppose we could head over to our new base afterwards if we have time, but let's set up a thing first, a quarry. Oh, I'm missing the... Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm the most basic component. How am I going to power it? That's a good question. I'm going to power it with Tesseracts, obviously, but I don't have any, do I? Tesseract frame. Can I make this? I cannot. I'm missing the Enderium, which is the complicated thing to make. So you can either do it in the induction smelter with pyrotheum dust, which is not hard because it's just that, and I have all of that. And I have tons of sulfur, tons of redstone, tons of blaze powder, and coal dust, not really a thing. And you need the Enderium blend, which can be made this way with, you know, pulverized and bucket of blah blah blah. But luckily, we have a different way to do it with Ender IO that makes it a little bit easier. So we just need Enderium base, pyrotheum, Ender Pearl, 2 Ender Pearls, mind you. And Enderium base is just the shiny, the silver, and the tin. Now to get the shiny, you could pulverize ferrous, and there's like a 25% chance of doing that. But what I did was let's get the pulverizer out, because there are upgrades to the pulverizer as there are all machines. So it starts off basic, and you can upgrade it all the way to resonant, and I'm not going to go through that showing you that. It's just, you know, upgrading it. Just look it up in the recipes. So what I did was I augmented it with secondary sieve outputs. So basically I have it plus 81% chance of getting a secondary output. So what I did was I put all my redstone in there, and the redstone gives you a chance output of cinnabar. As you can see, 25%, but with, you know, an extra 81% chance of getting it, you're basically always getting it. And I have a little bit of speed in there. And then what I did was with the cinnabar, you can put it with here. You can put it in the induction smelter with ferrous, and you'll get a 100% chance of shiny ingot. So that's what I want to do. So I saved all my ferrous for this, and induction smelter. It's a basic one. I didn't upgrade this machine like I did the ferrous one. The only reason I upgraded the pulverizer was because I wanted to get, because you can only use the 3rd tier if you have a 3rd tier machine. So it requires a resonant machine, so that's what I did it for. And cinnabar. Okay, so we can put the cinnabar in there, we can put the ferrous in there. Ferrous? Did I just say ferrous? And I do have an augment in here. Do I not have an augment in here? I swear I sped this up. Either way, we got shiny stuff. Let's just let that go for a little bit so we can get some shiny. I think I have some though, don't I? I don't. Do I have any Tesseracts? I think I use the only Tesseract I have to make the deep storage units. Darn it. Alright, well, I know I have Enderium base. So we can just take all of that. Take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to need more of it anyway. And pyrotheum. Do I have that? I do not. Let's go back to the Tesseract recipe. I'm just going to do this really quick. I'm going to definitely cut this out. Just make a bunch of that. I'm not going to cut this out, but, you know, once I start making it. Alright, so I'm going to make this and then be right back. Maybe I don't need to, though. Just maybe. This is pretty slow. This is pretty slow going. Yeah. So you can see that turned on for a second there, just to power up. It's probably going to turn on again. This is producing nowhere near enough power to power a quarry. I think a max speed Ender Quarry takes like 20,000 or 10,000 RF per tick. So yeah. And are we getting... Wait, do I have... I do. Okay, just making sure. the drops from here getting sucked to me. Alright, I'm gonna cut until I have this stuff made up. Yeah. Alrighty, so I have that thing going, and I'm about to make my first one. Yeah, so I have the magma crucible melted up, some ender pearls, so we got the juice flowing in here. I realized I wasn't powering this thing. I just sort of stuck it there with no power, so I'm using this resonant flux capacitor that I made off screen because I needed, some way to hold some charge on me while I could. So to make this is not too bad. It's just you need the Enderium, but other than that, it's just lower tier ones which aren't that hard to make. Electrum is not hard to make. Invar is not hard to make, such like that. So this needs more power now. This has enough juice in it. Oh no, it's done. So we can just move that. Calling it juice, you know what I'm talking about. The liquid ender pearl stuff. So I have this Tesseract frame full in there. So we can go ahead and we need bronze and silver, which we got, I believe. Yep. Boop. So now we have one Tesseract, which doesn't mean much because we need some way to put power into it and then yeah. And then, send power somewhere else. Can we just break into here? I'm okay with breaking into here, so I guess that makes we can break it into here. Did I just say that I guess that makes we can break it into here? That's what I just said. Don't exactly know what kind of English that was. This needs to... I think I want to directly output from this machine. That's what I want to do. Okay, first of all, I don't want that. You need to stop. Disable. Disable. Need to reach that machine. Output. This I will set to 18. Tesseract. Power. Add that, set that. Have it set so it is send only. Block. Ignore that. Okay, so now we have a big hole back here that we can unfortunately do nothing about. I don't care. I'm going to be leaving here soon. Sort of. So now we have this thing. That thing's going to send out power to nowhere because it has nowhere to send it. This is still cooking up some stuff. We got enough, though. I said I was going to cut this, but I really haven't, have I? But we're so close. Whatever, let's just leave it in because I don't got much content for a video yet. As sad as that sounds. Can we hurry up this up? Come on. Come on, ladies. Let's do this. Let's just take all this. I don't really need all this stuff. I'm going to set this up automated and actually have it out. I never seem to set my machines up when I have no space, because I literally have no space here. We might not be able to get to seeing the new base today. Honestly, it's awesome. It's in a way better place. It's so magical. It's not really, but I think you guys will like it. Whoa, what was that? That was weird. Bunch of lag for no reason. And let's put this back on. Set these in here. Are you done? You're done. Fantastic. Let me grab you back. Alright, so that's basically everything. Sweet. Now we can set you in here and finally make the Tesseract. Boop. Perfect. Let's just set this all in here and then we'll head out to the Twilight. I believe we have everything. If not, we can always cut. The magic of editing. Twilight. I found a hill, a nice hill. I updated it and I feel like when I went back to these worlds, they had changed. First of all, I lost all the waypoints, so I don't know where anything is. But beyond that, actually, it's a funny story. Because my new base is like 3,500 blocks away. 3,500 blocks away. I forgot where it was, and I lost the waypoint, so I couldn't get back to it, and it was really hard to find. So here's the Hill of Quarries, because I feel like the world regen, because I don't remember this being this big, this slightly larger than average thing. Quarry being here. But, whatever. To each his own, I suppose. Whatever. What? That makes no sense. To each his own. That isn't even relevant. Don't worry about it, though. Let's grab all the stuff, then. That. and that. Doo-doo. Okay, let's get the show on the road. Again, I'm just using. What is going on? I'm like saying things. I'm just saying, colloquialisms, and they're not relevant whatsoever. All right, so let's pop this guy like right here. So we are at Y55. That's the big thing here. We are at Z301 Y55 and X negative 2285. Gotta remember that. Let's set that down there. Then we'll move out this way. Nope, need to go there, here on this line. And I'm doing way too careful about this. Let's just out to about here. Y55. I should have brought some blocks. I'm dumb. All right, so this is not in the right spot. That's not in the right spot. Dear Lord, I'm screwing everything up. We want it about here. We want it here and a little bit higher. No, we want it one higher than that. Is that going to line up? Let's see. It totally does. That line means it's lined up. Okay, now we need to do this again the other way. The best thing about this is the quarry chunk loads itself. Oh, I didn't tell you about my awful experience with the Buildcraft quarry. I just said Buildcraft. Yeah, guys, the Buildcraft quarry was the worst thing ever. It was like, oh my god, so weird. Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing. Ooh, it's late. So we want on Z301 55. Like there. One lower. Like there. So we don't even need to set that up. We can just do that. And it totally works. Haha. So now we know that is lining up with that. And this should be having two. Yeah, it has two shinies. Let's make sure we're not in any wrong button. Chunk borders. We are not. That's perfect. So this is all within one chunk, which is excellent. So we can set that. I really should gotta get some blocks to set this down on, like, properly. That was an oversight on my part. A dumb one. Of all the things to forget, just generic blocks. Alright, it should be enough. What is this? Garlic? Get out of here. Where? Oh god, I'm such a derp, honestly. Alright, so let's just put that right against the boundary there, so we know where we can't exceed. There we go. Alright, so now, for these to work, you don't gotta right-click them on or anything special, you just gotta put them next to it, and not like in the quarry's way, I believe. Yeah? Alright, so that's established. I'm going to have to upgrade that power, but I'll be able to do that really easily. It'll be a little inefficient to do it, but whatever. Alright, first things first, we get a trash can, put that on top of there, and we have this item filter that has andesite, limestone in it. We also need to get the other blocks that I don't care for. Like granite. And gravel? I'll keep the gravel for now. I honestly don't have the storage capacity for any of this. I'm going to get rid of the gravel as well. Just cause whatever. I honestly don't have the this is the only reason I'm doing this is to get resources. Can you guys just leave me alone for a hot minute? Just so I can get resources so I can make, more storage. Cause I honestly don't have any right now. I'm probably gonna run out of space really fast with this quarry. Even if it goes slow. Limestone I have. Salt. Yeah, let's get salt. Stop. We don't want salt in our diet. It's not good. Stop shooting me. God damn you. Anything else in here? Where's the granite? I know there's granite. I need to find it. I don't care about the amber either, but I'm too lazy to go grab that. Where's the granite? I know there's granite. Don't lie to me. There are going to be sticks as well. Can I totally get rid of sticks? Because I'm going to be... I don't care. I honestly don't care. I know I'm like lost in here too. Everything's falling apart. Everything. I'm also gonna get Densaurs because I'm still touching them. I'm gonna get chests too, but whatever. I totally forgot to mention that I found a uncrafting table, which is an awesome find in a chest. But again, I don't remember what hill it was in because all the waypoints got deaded. Alright. So if you didn't know, what you can do is you can actually put the item filter in the trash can and it'll basically void those items, which is pretty cool. So I have andesite, limestone, gravel, and salt. I'm going to have to up that when I see things that I don't want coming in. If I find granite, then I'm getting rid of that. So now I'm going to have to... This is going to be tricky. I can put that down. So basically, I don't know if it prioritizes, but I'm pretty sure it'll send the things in here that I have filtered. Funny thing is that it doesn't destroy the filter when you put it in here, even though everything else gets destroyed. I guess it's an extra utilities mod thing. I guess it's, a thing about it. This is connected to my other ender chest that's being imported into my system. Also connected to this bag here. Where's the bag? This bag. Right? It is. Yeah. So I can throw stuff in there whenever I'm out of inventory space or whatever. Just to show you how that works. Pop that in there, and it'll suck it out. And it gets faster with the acceleration cards. The thing is, if you don't have the acceleration cards always working, they'll start off slow. Kind of like a machine. When you start it off, it takes a while to get spinning, and then once it does, it goes faster. That's kind of like the acceleration cards work. Alright, so now we need to put the speed upgrade. We also need a space for the Tesseract. So I'm probably going to put Tesseract on the bottom, just because I need the other... Is it just me, or am I mining really slow? I think every time you have to come back, you have to put that so it mines fast again. So I'm going to put the Tesseract below. But first, I'm going to... Oh, this is also going to take a ton of power, because it's taking... this is 2 times, and this is 1.5 times, so that's 3 times. Yeah, 3 times speed taking, but you could put them next to that, and I believe they'll both work. Now the Tesseract. Let's do that. That. Block. Receive only. So that should be going. Oh, and it looks so cool. So you can see into the void with it. It looks awesome. Yeah. So this thing should be going now. Yeah. It's not going super fast. And I imagine my system at home is being drained of power. But it is mining super quickly because of the speed 3 upgrade. No doubt. And I'm getting all that stuff. Alright, so now let's go home. And let's see how my system is holding up. Probably not too well. But a man can hope. I just honestly want resources. And I need quartz so I can make... I don't have any quartz somehow. And I need it so I can make, more storage drives. Without it, I'm kind of screwed. Alright, let's see how my system's handling this bad boy. Honestly, probably not too good. If I had to guess. This door is garbage. So far, it's alright. They're being exported really rapidly. I'm fine with that. And I believe this should be filling up with stone, correct? It is. Obviously that is not doing anything special. Let's see. Granite. Have we gotten any of that yet? No. No. What is this? Living rock? Okay, that's fine. Yes, now we have a quarry going, which is awesome. So we can watch the ores pour in. The ores are surprisingly not pouring in, and I think that has to do with my power. It completely does. The power is not coming in anywhere near fast enough. Well, I hope you guys don't mind. I'm going to make this episode just a tiny bit longer so that I can upgrade the power system. Now, to do this, I'm going to have to safely shut this off. But I think the best way to turn the quarry off would be to just disable that. Right? So that's going to start filling up again. But I need to make this more powerful. And to do that, I'm going to have to make it less efficient. Because of the sizing, it's going to get really hot. And unfortunately, we'll be running through a ton of yellowite, which I don't have a ton of. But it seems necessary to get resources. So we're going to grab some buckets. I don't know how many I have. I need 8. I have 4. So we're going to have to make more. That rhymed. It wasn't meant to. Bucket. Really don't have the iron for this. Honestly, every little bit of iron I waste, I feel bad about. 8. What was I going to do? Ah, yes, I think I had made up the stuff too. I believe I had made up the resources already, so I don't have to worry about anything. So 4 control rods, and where are my fuel rods? 13. I think I only need 12. Yeah. Alright, let's do this. So how are we going to go about this? So we're going to have to mine above. Only way I can think to do it. Yeah, so what we're going to do is clear this space up here. Alright, so now we're going to turn this off, in case it's on. Yep, off. I hope it doesn't screw with the redstone. I hope it doesn't. We are going to break these and pick up that one, that one, that one, and that one. We're going to make a checkerboard pattern, basically. So that, and this doesn't destroy any of the redstone, because I only had 8 source blocks at the top and it was flowing down. And I removed those source blocks, so I'm not wasting any redstone. Not that it's a big deal. I have infinite basically with the witch farm, and I can always expand the witch farm. It's like pretty just passive right now and not very, it's not meant to be supporting me or anything, because I already had a ton of redstone from the nether as it is. So this is gonna, now I have 5 control rods instead of 1, so you can imagine there's gonna be a huge power boost there. But you can also imagine it's gonna get really hot because these are only being cooled from one side. Now normally you probably want to surround it with coolant, but in this case I can't. So when I expand this, I'll keep this exact same setup, but I'll have to make it one wider on each side, so 7 by 7 instead. Even the same height would work, and I just cool it on all sides to make it way more responsive. So now if we turn this on, first of all, let's get more yellow, right? Just because if you don't have it filled, if you don't have the control rods filled up, this thing full, it won't be generating nearly as much as it should. So obviously, it's burning through a ton. Heat is super high, but power is basically gone up by like 4 or like 3. Yeah, by about 3,000 RF per tick, and that's still not even that much. Do I have this? No, I don't. I have it fully in. I mean, not inserted at all. So it's still only generating less than 5,000 per tick. Now, that's enough to support my system, yeah? It is. But it also isn't great for my quarry. Is my quarry doing alright? My quarry is not on because I turned this power off. So I have 4,600 coming in, and I'm going to be having a ton more going out when I turn the quarry back on. Output. Yeah, I have 10,000 outs, which makes sense. That's about how much the quarry would be using, as indicated. So this is not even enough power for the quarry. So, I'm just going to let it run, I'm okay with being on a deficit for now. I guess that'll be alright. I suppose I could take off the speed upgrade. I'm not in any a super big rush, and that would drop the power usage down, but I still wouldn't be generating enough power, so there really isn't a point. Honestly, I can't think of... I should light this up just so nothing spawns in here. Can't think of another way to generate power right now, like with the limited resources that I have. So I guess it's gonna have to be how it is for now. Yeah? You guys okay with that? Yeah. I guess that's alright. Is the quarry working? It's still, going not too quickly. The only way I can think of making this, more power is to make it bigger, like one taller or something, which I don't think I can currently. But I guess so basically the thing I have to focus on now is getting a bigger system, an ME system, and getting more power, which won't be a big deal if I just had freaking resources. Jeez, how are these things being filled? Probably really quickly. I can't tell. Is this even... Is everything just broken? That's going up. Why is this not going up? If I ran out of lava or something? What's going... I don't know. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like down below, and I'll see you guys next time. And we're probably going to be I'm probably going to record an episode right now, and we're going to start doing draconic stuff. So, tools and stuff, maybe. Huh? You guys interested in that? I hope so. I am. Alright, see you guys then.